The Rosenberg Atomic Spy Case.
Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were famous spies who passed information about the atomic bomb to the Soviet Union. Julius Rosenberg was born on May 12, 1918, and Ethel Rosenberg was born Ethel Greenglass on September 25, 1915. They were both born in New York City, and they were both the children of immigrants, with Julius's parents both being Russian immigrants, and one of Ethel's parents being from Russia and the other from Austria. They were also both Jewish. They were both interested in communism even before they were adults, and met in 1936 while in the Young Communist League. They married soon after in 1939.
Julius Rosenberg worked as an engineer for the Army from 1940 to 1945, at which point he was discovered to have been a member of the Communist Party and was fired. While he was supplying the Soviet Union with information, he also recruited his brother-in-law and fellow former member of the Young Communist League, David Greenglass, to spy for the Soviets. David was born on March 2nd, 1922, and was working on the Manhattan Project when he was recruited, giving him access to even more sensitive information than Julius. He even had the appropriate connections to be able to give a sketch of an implosion-type nuclear weapon. Like the Fat Man atomic weapon dropped on the town of Nagasaki in Japan towards the end of World War II, as well as 12 pages of technical detail about the atomic bomb.
In 1951, the Rosenbergs were identified as spies through the testimony of David Greenglass, who was identified through the testimony of Harry Gold, who was identified through the testimony of Klaus Fuchs, who confessed willingly about his espionage. Both of the Rosenbergs pled the fifth and didn't testify against any of their collaborators. However, David Greenglass confessed and testified against his brother-in-law, Julius Rosenberg, and his own sister, Julius's wife, Ethel. While there was a lot of evidence for Julius's conviction, as he had been an active spy, the strongest charge against Ethel was that she had typed up notes about the atomic bomb that were passed to the Soviets, which was claimed by David Greenglass. He later claimed that he lied in order to protect his wife, and even at the time, his claim was disputed by Martin Sobel, who was another spy tried with the Rosenbergs, and was also convicted, serving 18 years.
According to Irving Kaufman, the judge appointed to the trial, the Rosenbergs' crime was worse than murder because he believed that they were essentially responsible for giving the Soviet Union the atomic bomb and starting the Cold War, even though they were predicted to get the atomic bomb on their own a year after they actually did. And despite the fact that the Rosenbergs were not the only atomic spies, nor even the most important, while that was bad enough in it and of itself, he also claimed that their espionage led directly to the Korean War and the loss of the lives and lack of victory involved in it. Due to this ruling, the Rosenbergs were both sentenced to death for their espionage. David Greenglass was given a lighter sentence of 15 years because of his testimony against the collaborators, and was released after having served 10 of those years, 2/3 of his total sentence. The Rosenbergs were executed by electric chair on June 19, 1953 at Sing Sing Correctional Faculty in New York.
The Rosenberg case was very important in the context of the Cold War. Not only did it have the impact of giving the Soviet Union the atomic bomb, which led to the creation of the policy of mutually assured destruction, it also fueled the wave of paranoia behind McCarthyism. Having evidence of actual convicted spies, even in the army, encouraged the paranoid belief that the government was filled to the brim with communist spies, which made it easy to believe even the extreme claims like McCarthy's. made only 2 years after the conviction of the Rosenbergs. Julius and Ethel Rosenbergs have only remained the only people to be executed for espionage during the Cold War.